to his right, looking in the end zone, fires in the end zone. A star has been born on a Saturday in Boulder.
If we would have got that ball last, we were going to go down and score. We knew that. We know that. Everybody in here knows that.
Takes a snap, drops, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown, touchdown, Colorado.
We understand what's coming. If you can't see what's coming with CU football, you've lost your mind. You just a flat-out hater. If you can't see what's going on and what's going to transpire over the next several months.
Welcome into Coach Prime's Playbook. And yeah, if you can't see, well, you know what? That's your fault. You're losing out.
I didn't mean to say the word hater.
Why?
Because I just didn't mean to say that. I should have just said you're flat out stupid. Would that have been better?
I think either or.
Okay.
I think they're synonymous at this point. You know what? I think USC didn't see what was coming in that second half. What an incredible comeback. 35-14, you outscored
We don't
them.
want to come back, though.
I know.
The problem is in the first half.
Right.
We got to get it right. So the goal this week is to be dominant in the first and second quarters. We got to be.
So what do you got to do to make that happen?
It starts in practice. It starts in the film study. That starts in the players gleaning film on their own in their own personal and private time, knowing everything that we want to do and seeing the game from the coordinator's eyes, from the quarterback's eyes, and from the linebacker's eyes, from the DC eyes. Especially special teams, we got to be special.
Yeah.
We got to start being special.
You said at one point you were looking in the players' eyes to see if they believed. What did you see from them?
Well, I saw quit in some of them. I saw complacency in some of them. I saw I don't want to be here because I'm not involved in the game plan in some of them. And I just is honest. This is being honest. And those are the things you look at. So when it goes desolate for you, that's when you really look at it and you find out who's who. Now, when you're winning, you coming back, everybody's up. Everybody's clapping. Everybody's right. Everybody's go get it. But it is in those moments where the dysfunction takes place, where you start understanding the type of team that you have, and that's what I look for, and that's what I glean for. And when I see it, I identify it, I recognize it, and you best believe at the conclusion of the season, I'm going to get rid of it. Is
this one of those things, like every week you're learning a little bit more about different players?
No, they reveal themselves a little bit more.
Okay.
Not only players, coaches too now.
Yeah.
Don't. It's not just the players because we have some great young men, especially our darn running backs. We got probably 5 running backs that can flat out go get it. But we got to understand them as coaches to understand what they're best at and get them the ball in those type of situations so they could excel and they can continually be a positive force for us.
Well, you know what? It was another star-studded week up in Boulder. I mean, just so much fun to see here. But one thing that was really cool, we saw Paul Pierce, Hall of Famer, greeting every single player
and
at the end of the game.
KG.
Oh, and AG said...
KG.
Oh, KG, sorry.
Yeah.
KG, and then AG, Aaron Gordon was here too.
True.
He said it felt like a club. But KG, but what does it do? What does it do when you got guys like Paul Pierce and KG talking to every single guy? What do you hope that does?
Well, first of all, you want these young men that most of them come from not great situations. You want them to see success and identify success. You got to understand a lot of these young men have not met guys of this status and the standard. How many guys on the team do you think met The Rock?
Yeah.
Seen The Rock somewhere. And seen some of these guys that they seen, they grew up on Master P. All our guys from the South did. I mean, so to see some of these guys that and the baby, shoot, and Lil Weezy. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I know I'm forgetting some people, and I'm sorry, and I apologize to those people that I'm forgetting. But it's great for these young men to see success because it comes in many forms. You don't just have to have a ball in a glove to be successful.
Right. I love that insight because I think some people maybe just think it's a show, but there's so much more meaning behind it.
Yeah, because oftentimes these guys, when I see Michael Irvin grab Omarion, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and T.O. is always around. I think he stayed and worked with some of the kids. Coach Sapp, we call him Coach Sapp now. You got to be kidding me. I mean, and the baby in at dinner with us in the pregame meal, and they're able to just communicate and talk to him, and he's honest about the trials and tribulations that he's gone through, but he's gone through them.
Yes.
That's a blessing.
Absolutely.
It really is, because they can identify where those young men came from.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. And I always keep thinking, man, kids on the other side must be like, man, I want a piece of that. And I bet the kids this coming week do too.
Yeah.
That brings us to who's next. We got a date with the Sun Devils down in the desert.
Gay looking left all the way. Bounces, hitches, lets it go. Caught! Gadabu getting a direct snap, and there he goes! goes.
Look at the aggression.
Touchdown.
225 pounds, but he's got great balance and great center of gravity.
Down the middle, wide open catch. Elijah Badger to Pants.
Well, ASU having a little bit of a tough go. They're 1-4. They've lost 4 in a row, averaging just 17.6 points per game. That's the lowest in the conference right now, but doesn't mean they don't have playmakers. Wide receiver Badger, he leads the Pac-12 in all-purpose yards. And then they got the head coach, who I know you're fond of, Kenny Dillingham, first-year head coach. He gave us a nice little rant the other week.
If you don't expect to win every game, you got a problem. I don't care if I'm playing Michael Jordan in basketball. I'm not playing him to lose. Otherwise, why would I play? I'm not just going to play because it's fun. No, what's fun is competing to win. So you're playing to win. That's it.
I love that fire. You said you're really fond of him.
Did Herm say that? You're playing to win the game.
We're playing to win.
Yeah.
What do you like about
First
Coach?
of all, that's a dear friend.
Yeah.
Coach Dillingham was a dear friend, and we go way back.
Yeah.
Way back that we were going to be on the same staff.
Okay.
So I was so happy when he got his opportunity, and I know what he's going to do for that program, and I know what kind of man he is, behind closed doors, and they picked the right guy, and I'm just proud of him. I really am.
I like it, and it's obviously a big game for CU too.
Yeah.
What is this game? I mean, the importance of this game.
Every game is important.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about that, we talked about expectation this morning, and not the expectation that others have of you, the expectation that you have of yourself. So you got to go into this game with a certain expectation of yourself, and you got to live up to it and exceed it.
Yes. Looking forward to that. And a guy who's living up to the expectations, well, we're going to talk to him next. One of those studs in the backfield. That's coming up right next on Coach Prime's Playbook.